What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be discussing some of my favorite cassettes that I own. I'll be doing 3 cassettes, and I do have a lot of cassettes I do like, so I might make multiple of these videos. Really, I like all my cassettes, but we'll just do 3 I really like right now, we could say. But cassettes are actually the next best thing in my humble opinion, next to vinyl. I like analog much better than like CDs, which are like recorded digitally. So I prefer cassettes over CD. And cassettes may be the least convenient, but cassettes sound better. It sounds like you're in the studio with the band while they're recording. I think that's the best way to put it. But yeah, I really do like cassettes. And I love the old school, raw, authentic feel of having a cassette, playing a cassette. I don't know. It does something to me that CDs don't do. But I do still collect some CDs, like I said, mainly for convenience. But all right, the first cassette I'll go over. A lot of you know this album, I know that much. Blood Incantation, Hidden History of the Human Race. Show you guys the back. 4 tracks, as most of you probably know. Show you guys. I wish this was colored, maybe like an alien type green type shit, but black, I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like they could have at least made some like variants for the cassette. At least I didn't see any when I saw. Show you guys the cover without the plastic in the way. Everyone knows this cover, and also a band from the early 90s called Agony used this cover as well. And I'm sure other like whatever have used this like picture too, but I'm sure Blood Incantation's like the trendy one of this album cover. But yeah, a band called Agony in the early 90s, maybe like 92, used that same album cover. It was a death metal band. Show you guys. And what do you expect? A bunch of like space shit. Got some Egypt. I guess that correlates with aliens. Show you guys some cool shit for sure. But yeah, Blood Incantation, man. This album is probably one of the best like tech death bands, progressive, whatever, with like ambient elements in like a long time. I'm not a huge tech death guy, but if it can have an enhanced atmosphere, then like I'm all for it. So Blood Incantation is just one of a tech death band that I really enjoy. Put this in here real quick. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that on camera, but yeah, Blood Incantation. This is actually my most recent cassette, and it's definitely like I said, one of my favorite tech death albums. I love death metal that focuses on heavy atmosphere just as much as the abrasive instruments, because I'm a huge black metal guy and I love atmosphere. So having a death metal band with a really good atmosphere is like it's a plus for me. It's a very nice plus. Next album, you guessed it, black metal, Dimmu Borgir, For All Tid, their first album. So there's someone, I live in South Florida, and there's a guy in the area called the Miami Metal Merchant, and it was my first time seeing him in person. I heard the name, but he sells all these types of metal shit, and he'll like vend in front of shows or events and stuff like that. And it was right before the Miami Metal Cruise. Me and my friends were going to a Mortician show. It was the first time Mortician was in South Florida in like 15 years. So yeah, it was cool to go get some stuff from him, then go to a Mortician show. It was a good vibe. So I picked up this out of a few things. I got a CD and a vinyl too. But yeah, this is my favorite Dimmu Borgir album. I'm not a massive Dimmu Borgir fan. I do like the first few releases. I think this is very soothing, relaxing, majestic. I think it's a great symphonic black metal release. And I think the vocals influenced a lot of even other Norwegian bands that came a little later in the 90s. I think Dimmu Borgir has a name for a reason, and I do think they went a little too much in the mainstream. Not that I'm like one of those, but I think their first few releases are definitely their best, with this being the number one. Try not to make this video too long, so the last cassette I'm going to show you that I've liked lately, Blasphemy, Fallen Angel of Doom, a white version. It's actually unopened because I do have 2 vinyl of this album, and yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna open it, but I do kind of want to try it out, hear it on cassette, because I'm sure like this album's raw by itself, but on cassette it's gonna sound even crazier. Vinyl has its own way too, but I'll probably open it eventually, no doubt. But yeah, so Blasphemy, Fallen Angel of Doom. I want to get one of the picture vinyls from NWA. They have a picture vinyl of that right now. So, I mean, if you didn't know that, you should go check it out. But yeah, one of my favorite war metal albums, Black and Death. It's actually one of the first Black and Death albums I ever heard. An ex told me about this band a while back, and I checked them out, and I was hooked. I listened to this album like 3 times in a row, you know, before I was just hooked instantly, basically. But all right, I'll probably wrap up the video. I'll definitely make analysis on each of these albums, going in more in depth with each album when I make a album analysis on it. But that was just to show you some cassettes I've been listening to or that I really like that I own. So that's about it. And yeah, this is going to go on YouTube, TikTok. Eventually, I might start posting these videos on Instagram. But yeah, check out my YouTube if you're on TikTok. It's decibels_666. And then my TikTok and Instagram are all one word, Antichrist Vomit Chalice. No underscores, no nothing. There you go.